Thank you, Rajni. All right. So again, the topic today is if youth knew, if age could. So youth will not have wisdom but energy. In the old age, you don't have energy but you have a lot of wisdom. How do you balance these things? So youth have to become future. Now, please tell me, do you agree with this statement? Do you disagree? If agree, to what extent? Disagree? The usual routine suspects, right? Again, all of you have become experts in brainstorming. I understand that you're bored because of similar style of thinking. But how do you improve the scope? How do you elaborate? How do you convince the reader? That is the most important thing, because in mind brainstorming philosophical essays become very easy. Now that you know how to brainstorm, very easy. So what? But conveying it is very, very difficult. Today's children, tomorrow's citizens, same. See, that is what is written here, right? Boys will become men, boys will become youth, youth will become men, as the same for society. Okay, we have established that youth are important, but what does youth does not know? 60% agree, 40% disagree. Old can do. McDonald's owner is an example. McDonald's or KFC? Probably you're talking about KFC, right? Colonel Sanders. Yeah. Okay. Right. You can even take the case of Parameshwaran Iyer, his father, right? At the age of 90 or 90 plus, he still go for the physical exercise. So we'll counter this. So disagree, that means there are youth who have wisdom plus energy. Okay. So like, for example, Swami Vivekananda. Okay. Shankaracharya. Child is the father of the man. Again, that's a loop, right? In that loop, you can write this child is the father of man, because men learn from children, children learn from their parents. It's a positive loop or a negative loop. But let us first agree, like if youth knew, that means we are assuming that youth does not know. Okay, what does it not know? Okay, so you can bring in all the mistakes that youth make. For example, we don't learn career choices, mistakes, getting into drugs. Again, yes. So simply put it like this: how many of you are exactly where you wanted to, like career wise? Okay, there are no regrets whatsoever. From childhood till date. Okay, my entire life is pre-planned perfectly. I knew what I was doing, no mistakes whatsoever. Okay, yes, lack of setting goals. Okay, I wanted to become a doctor, but somehow I ended up in UPSC by BCom. Whatever, like you can think of it like there are deviations, right? Sometimes we make silly mistakes. Why? So youth enter into drugs, youth enter into a lot of things. Okay, so you have to bring all those aspects, saying that youth did not knew, youth made mistakes. Youth make mistakes because youth was not having experience, or youth was not wise. Okay, what other problems are there with the youth? Comfort zone. Okay, if youth knew, for example, okay, comfort zone, arrogance, ignorance, value of time, yes, lack of knowledge. Why are we not willing to know? Okay, fine. Okay, so a touching attempt, a touching prospect can be like this, right? Let's say UPSC preparation itself. If youth knew what to do, what not to do in the first attempt, things would have been totally different. Looking for government job and wasting time. Three Idiots movie pressurizing from the family, lack of introspection. Youth is arrogant even to recognize their ignorance. Okay. A bit harsh, Harish, maybe, but okay, fine. But yes, there are some who do not introspect. So in the youth are in the darkness. Again, youth are in the darkness. Why? Because of again external factors and internal factors. So if we agree that youth are in the circle of darkness, okay, darkness will come from internal sources and external sources. Internal sources again, lack of proper socialization, not going out of the home, not reading, not updating. Yes. So if youth knew, why they are not aware of again lack of experience, lack of trying, taking risks, making mistakes. Any visible examples, like popular examples? For example, youth in Kota or other places are committing suicides, or whenever exam results come, people commit suicide. Can we bring that as a darkness? Can we bring that if youth knew life is much bigger, okay, rather than just one exam defining them? Are people going into depression after prelims or mains results just because they failed UPSC? So, following herd mentality, very nice. Not channelizing energy in proper direction. Unemployment lead to deviated ways. For example, Kashmiri PhD students who took guns, okay. See again, youth thought, even if you take Bhagat Singh, when he was convicted, okay, he's 22, 23, right? Okay, at that stage, he said, I was very inclined towards violence, or he wanted to make a point. But in later days, in reflection, he writes a wonderful diary where he argues that violence is not the path, but critical thinking and all these things are path. So even Naxalism, terrorism, radicalization, right? Youth always think that they know what is good because youth brings a lot of energy. They are bored to death with the old systems. Even if you take moderates and extremists and all those things, the same, right? They always believe Gandhi and all these people are very slow. Not moderates, example in general, like old people are slow, youth is fast, youth can do a lot of difference, youth have that energy. But again, youth make the same mistakes more or less, or sometimes experience is good. Okay. Now that these people are impulsive thinking and actions, definitely. Any contemporary examples where youth is doing a lot of mistakes? Societal upbringing plus education system. Hijab issue in Karnataka. On which side are you talking? Like improper usage of social media. Okay. Jamatra example, wrong use of skills. Exactly right. Youth, youth wants to take shortcuts, get rich quick. Yes. Political agitation without knowledge of publicity for publicity. Okay. Are youth in politics? Cyber crime. Youth want quick results. They want things to change overnight. They don't like piecemeal approach, piecemeal reforms. Cyber crimes. Yes. Why thoughtlessness? Search for shortcut results. Yes. Examples, please. Now we have analyzed things. Why youth are youth? Okay. We all know the reasons. The thing is, examples. Copying in exams. Okay. Youth lacking empathy. VP Menon example. Okay. Yes. Even Gandhi, same about Gandhi, right? He talks about a lot of things in his youth. Vasu, can you justify your example? Sorry, your statement, youth lacking empathy. Example. Again, as I said, we all know why we regret in a later stage. We don't have to be doing, right? You like in your own lifetime, you now have some regrets which you have done in your younger stages of life, right? Like early 20s. Abusing old people. Okay. Aftab Poonawala case, no regret. Acid attack cases, very nice. Definitely, that will be a very good example. Sumit, nice contribution. Delhi accident case. Okay, youth under the aberration stage drove a woman. Youth are fascinated by pop culture or other influences, focus on materialistic things, later realize importance of values in life. Okay. Example wise, there is a wonderful quote, right? The world is flat. I think that is a book's name. Thomas L. Friedman, I guess. Okay. He says in China, Bill Gates, it's Britney Spears, whereas in USA, Britney Spears is Britney Spears. So, I mean, youth should have the right icons. Having pop icon is not a wrong thing, but looking life in a very rosy picture is one thing. Okay. Good examples. I appreciate contemporary examples. Attack of Brazilian parliament by its citizen. Youth may or may not be. Okay. That's globalization impacted to us. Okay. Fine. Firing by Gopal. Okay. What about this Jamia and other institutes documentary case? Can we drag that in? Suicide attempts for not letting play video games. Okay. So if we don't allow video games, people are committing suicide. If youth knew. Agniveer case. Okay. Japanese Prime Minister's attacker. Okay. Youth's requirement for instant gratification. Again, please differentiate between examples and theory. Theory is fine. Examples are difficult. Okay, so tell me, do youth have the right to watch whatever they want to in the case of documentaries? Not accommodative of contrasting ideologies. JNU Jamia cases where stone pelting happened. Okay. Youth in politics. Should youth join politics? Misguided, guided. Youth in religious movements. Okay. So youth are lifeblood, right? Like youth brings energy. Youth are found everywhere. Yes. Okay. So we have established enough bad things for youth. Again, you have to write social evils from drugs to addictions, right? And chain snatching, etc. If youth knew, or you can bring in Nirbhaya case, rapes, a lot of social issues. Most social, wherever youth are involved, from cyber crimes all the way till attacks against women, acid attacks, okay, stabbing and killing. Everywhere youth. Okay, there was this some famous case in Delhi where a student shot at her own classmate in front of the college. Peer pressure induced habits. Okay, party culture, drugs. Recently in Hyderabad also we found a lot of drugs, right? 150 young girls were found to be addicted to drugs which are induced in chocolates. Okay, so drug culture is increasing. Okay. Suicides due to lack of physical suicides. Why suicides? Increase in POXO cases may or may not be. Yes. Now tell me where youth know what are the good things that youth is doing, where youth is also wise. It's not alternative interpretation, right? It's the logical extension of the topic. For example, if every youth didn't knew, the world will not be here. When Thomas Alva Edison or Einstein, if you take Benjamin Franklin, Vivekananda, everybody had there's difference. Everybody knew. Yes. So obviously it's like saying that all youth are dumb. Everybody will make mistakes, only then they will get better. No, that is not the case. There are people who actually make better things in the life. For example, if you look at Pragnananda, he's bringing a lot of things to life. Like he's making India proud. Okay, a lot of young today, even if you watch the Republic Day parade, lot of youth is participating in armed forces, making India proud. So youth is always contributing to the good things. So now we have to find the positive side. Yes, Olympic medal, Neeraj Chopra. Okay, Bharat OS, startups, Swiggy founder, like, yeah, some. I mean, sometimes youth in ignorance is what moves world forward. Yes, exploring, right? Like youth has to explore. Making mistakes is part and parcel. So two things are here. Youth ignorance is bad. It will obviously lead to bad things. Youth's ignorance will have, let's say, some unknown territories. So unknown territories lead to, you know, uh, change, right? It's like the very nature of energy. Energy needs to keep flowing. It will yes, Malala for education or Greta Thunberg. Okay. Abhorrence towards traditional values be written under positive or negative, since traditional values may not include some orthodox practices too. See, youth who do not want to practice caste practices are a good energy, where youth who wants to believe in communalism and all these things is a negative energy. So you can write it accordingly, right, Sumit? Definitely, not every ancient practice is a bad thing, or not all old traditions are bad thing. Okay, brushing everything under one carpet will be a very wrong assumption. So youth needs to have that scientific temper or critical thinking in understanding which practices to continue, which practices to discard. For example, there is a channel called as the Sanskrit channel, which is very famous, and he's a very young person. He's promoting Sanskrit language wonderfully. He is using technology plus tradition to promote the culture. Okay, so youth can do a lot of wonderful things. So youth is the one thing that will change the world. Without youth energy, okay, we won't progress, right? So it's very easily established. Okay. Youth is the lifeline of demographic dividend, or again, as Harish was saying, Greta Thunberg can be an example. Like we know that, there is a youth is like a unstoppable force meeting a immovable object, right? So youth will always find a way around it, proceed or discard it and proceed. For example, we are a chat GPT generation. Probably the next generation will be a chat GPT generation. Okay, so maybe it will transcend the whole world, how we look at the world. So there is a huge amount of progress that youth can bring, right? Now we have to discuss one more other side of the coin, that is youth new and age good. So what is the impact that age have done? Age have regret. Again, it's very wrong to say all age, all youth is, sorry, all old people are failure, right? Yes. Arun Krishnamurti example, or you can go back to this Mumbai example. I forgot his name. He started this beach cleaning experiment where Mumbai beaches are now very fantastic. He is youth. Everywhere you see change comes from youth. Even if you look at Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the waterman of India, when he decided to change the Rajasthan area, okay, or to bring some change, he was very young. So youth, when young people know something, okay, they will automatically become a repository of vice. Okay, for example, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he have done mostly right things in his life. So he may be rejected in some places, but he has chosen to do the right things in his life. So he became wise, and he transferred his wisdom back to the youth. Okay, even today, many young people have Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam as inspiration in their life, or Sudha Murthy in their life. Why? The wise people who did right things in the youth or later stages, okay, is she or he transferring back the wisdom. That wisdom is guiding most youth to follow the right path. So instead of going off the track, if you follow the right track, maybe you'll reach the better place very soon, very quickly. Right? Afrosha, okay. Yes. Do you agree that there is a correlation between youth and age? Okay, wise people can guide youth, and wise people within the youth can also find the right path. We cannot expect everybody to follow the right path. Now, this can also be used in a negative sense and a positive sense. What is negative sense and a positive sense? Some religious preacher sitting somewhere across the border uses his wisdom on how to manipulate youth into radicalization. Okay. Some people sitting anywhere in the world uses the same energy to turn the world into a positive place. For example, I think Ratan Tata is an inspiration. Ratan Tata invests in a lot of startups. Okay, he's encouraging youth to do the right things. So the same energy of age, which will have both positive and negative things, can also be used and misused. Right? Yes, Bin Laden on a personal level, he's an engineer. Yes. Okay. Philanthropic examples. Goodfellow initiative by that Maheshwari, right? No, not Maheshwari. What is his name? Okay. T-Hub Youth. Okay. Tell me some reforms that have been brought in social sector. We have discussed about startups, but social reforms in modern times. Youth, social reforms, youth and social reforms. Skill India is a government program, right? Teach India. Obviously, all startups are youth, right? We have covered that point. LGBT issues and awareness. Teach for India. Social sector. Please give me some examples for social sector or social issues or social justice where youth have done something. Chai Sutta Bar Startup. Har Ghar Tiranga is not exactly social, right? Gali Band Initiative, okay. Okay, Anu Kirti Vyas, who created a home for transgenders and abandoned people. Rice ATM in Hyderabad, or maybe flood relief camps by youth, medical camps. You are not aware of any NGOs, any initiatives where youth are very actively participating in social reforms. Have you heard about Dexter? Sonam Wangchuk, definitely, but okay. But youth, when he was young, okay, fine. Choti Ki Education, NGO, Slum Education, okay. Operation Suleimani by Prashant Nair, okay. Yes. So we can also bring in civil services and civil servants who are bringing a lot of energetic change. Virat Kohli and Peta, okay. Yes. No more examples. Bihar IAS having meal made by lower caste women, Rahul Tripathi. Adman of India is a youth example. Think about it. Okay, now that we have established youth can do good, bad, please tell me what is the overall scope of the essay? What are the 4 questions that you'll ask in the essay? Think, then type. Don't type one lines. Think all the four and then tell me in a logical order. No hurry for me. You take time. What are the four most important questions that one need to ask oneself in the particular essay? The topic is if youth knew and age could. Scope here means why does youth not know, or what is if age could in those lines. Youth didn't know, youth know, age did, age didn't. Okay, that's very good, Vasu. If youth didn't know. Where do you bring in the interplay between age and youth? See, 1 and 4 are logical extension, 2 and 3 are logical extension, right? Youth knew, that is why uh, age also knows. Is wisdom really age dependent? Exactly. Okay. So that is what comes under youth know, right? How youth knew about their potential, how youth can channelize their potential. Sumit, don't you think like all the youth know concept comes under the same dimension, that youth is actually wise, unlike their parents' generation. Now youth are more choosy or careful about where to invest or which career to choose. Awareness. Is age important to make a change in this world? Okay, so what you are saying is it's all about change. Change not only world, change yourself, change your situations, change your surroundings. Okay, change a problem, right? If I give you a context, this will make it more easier, right? Caste problem in India. Okay, so what do you, how, if you have to frame the same questions, don't you think youth know about casteism? So we are both victims and perpetrators of casteism, right? Like there are some who face the issues, there are so some who practice. So youth definitely knows there is a caste problem. Okay, next. In spite of knowing this, why are some youth still practicing? Okay, father generation, patriarchy, remote setting, they don't know. Now you are a Hyderabad guy or a Delhi guy, or you live in a city where nobody bothers about, what is your caste, etc. Still, why do you choose to practice casteism? Okay, so or why, in spite of getting good education, uh, let's say you are an engineering graduate, but still you face discrimination based on the caste. So is it youth's problem or the old problem? Okay, next. Why younger generations are supposed to be smarter but still stupid? Yes, if you look at WhatsApp forwards, we have a joke. WhatsApp uncles, okay, like uncles forward WhatsApp. But don't you think youth or younger generation also shares the WhatsApp forward social media posts equally? They're equally dumb, equally stupid, right? Next. Can we say all old age people practice casteism? No, definitely that will be overgeneralization. So there are old or age which new. Okay. So that means there are good people in every generation. That means youth of every generation had positives and negatives. All those negative people keep on reinforcing the negative cycle. All those positive people also reinforce the positive cycle. So now think about the four scope overall again. Okay, so one can be youth and age as a logical extension, like they don't know or they are ignorant. Why still youth knowing and being able to derail? Okay, No takers, no contribution. Youth is age. Age is just a number. So one has to be young at heart throughout the life. Can we bring in that argument, or it will be like too diluted? Okay. Again, this exercise is for you, not for me. Luckily for me, I don't have to write an essay. I'm only burdened with the evaluation, not writing. So brainstorm properly, because YouTube classes are not going to help you if you don't participate, think. Right? Can the progressive changes taking place in the newer generation much rapidly? Definitely. See, we can see that progress in humanity as a whole, right? Like uh, we are now much better as a human race rather than in any previous generation. More people are healthier, more people are having access to a lot of food resources, money, wealth, etc. So definitely there is a change. That knowledge transformation, okay, between times and young generation is very easy. Okay, I'm really surprised that none of you have brought in this cancel culture, woke culture. Okay, when somebody was even mentioning Greta Thunberg. Okay, so none of you have brought in this woke culture. Youth are now hyperactive, hyper woke. Okay, they judge everything. There is a huge amount of knowledge transfer happening thanks to technology. Every small thing that happens anywhere, people come discuss, say something, right? So there is a lot of uh, change that is happening all over the world. Okay. Okay. So what is the summary? So it's about lifelong learning. It doesn't stop even if you knew. We have to empower both the old. For example, SOS NGO is a wonderful concept in that sense, or giving second chances in the life, or reskilling, upskilling. You have to do all these things. So we have a fantastic example in India, right? I think there is a 70-year-old Dadi or Nani, Dadi, I guess, right? In Gujarat or somewhere, she started her business at the age of 70, 75, right? Then she went on to do crores turnover in her business. So there is no time limit that you cannot do some things that thanks to technology, thanks to awareness, even people who don't have energy can do a lot of things. If you want to do good, you can always do good. If you want to change, we have to create that ecosystem to change. Age should not be a barrier to for wisdom. Okay, what youth lacks is wisdom, so we have to promote more wisdom to the youth. So freedom to make mistakes is freedom, so let them have the access to wisdom. Will they use it for good or bad? That is their choice. Whereas for old, we have to give them energy. Okay, make it accessible. Right. So once we achieve both these goals, we are nullifying the entire statement, right? Okay, if youth, new or old can. So those who want to do, we are providing access, let them do good things. Those who want to change or have second chances in life, we are also providing them with certain opportunities. Yes. Then things will happen in a better way. So in between is the knowledge transfer, youth and old. When we connect the right things, automatically in the middle of the journey, even if you do the course correction, it will still make a lot of wonders. So instead of looking at it as two endpoints, think of it like a continuum. Okay, you can do course correction anywhere in this point. Okay, it can happen here, 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 or anywhere, right? So all you need to do is allow the space to do course correction. For youth, it will be called as wisdom. For old, it will be called as energy. So what is lacking where? You create that synergy, you create that ecosystem where energy, wisdom transformation happens very nicely. Okay. Do you see that happening in your own UPSC preparation? You learn a lot of things from not only UPSC books, but in overall general. There is a huge amount of knowledge transfer that is happening from everywhere. Okay, you read about Gautama Buddha, his views, you read about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Gandhi, you also read today's newspapers. So many people will come and say, you learn from experiences of IAS officers. So there is huge amount of transformation that is happening. Nobody is forcing you to prepare for UPSC, right? It's your choice. Okay, but how are you using that wisdom? Okay, do you still, in spite of having all these Telegram channels, YouTube videos, etc., feel like I'm not doing enough things? Okay, is it your problem or the wisdom problem? Right. So again, as I keep saying, I'm only looking at one side of the essays. I'm not giving you the holistic pictures because you have to sit and write. Writing is very difficult. So saying that youth do not know is very easy. Why youth do not know? Can I bring the faulty socialization, lack of education, lack of support systems? Okay, then how do youth change itself? Okay, is it only the burden about youth, or should I also be writing about the entire society? Right. Sometimes just like these movies they show, a father wanted to become something. Because of his socio-economic circumstances, he was not allowed to study. Okay, let's say a particular person from scheduled caste community is there in his village. 30 years down the line or 40 years ago, he was not allowed to study. But now that he came to a city or town, he want his son or daughter to get educated. Okay, so not every time youth was ignorant because of choice. It was a design. Somebody was kept in the darkness by design. Okay, somebody wanted somebody to be dumb, or did not want them to mobilize. Okay, or many women were not empowered. Your mother generations, many girls now, their mothers will tell the same story. We were not totally empowered. Now you have that freedom. Are you using that freedom, or are you misusing that freedom? So how do you look at the things? So you have to bring in society, you have to bring in ethics, you have to bring in the overall cultural context. If you can bring these three things, I think the essay will be very easy. Society, culture, and conditions. Do you agree? Yes. So the generation that will come from now onwards, okay, the people who are in sixth class, seventh class now will be much more smarter thanks to AI and all those things. They are a touch screen generation, right? So youth new, so they have to adapt. They have to learn new things will come. The things I never knew, like what, for example, if I don't know what is touch screen or what is Chat GPT, how will I transfer my wisdom to their generation? For them, for us, for everybody, it is still totally new. So for a 8-year-old person and a 8-year-old boy, all of us are looking at Chat GPT for the first time. So there is nothing to transfer. All of us have to collectively learn. So that is also one more dimension that you can pick up. Okay, COVID pandemic probably is one more example. It there is no wise young transfer there. Everybody was equally surprised. Clear? Yes. I'm glad so many people participate, but very few people write. Please, I encourage you to write more. Yes. So in this particular topic, I believe some students have interpretation issues. The paths of glory lead but to the grave. What is the Hindi term for paths of glory, or whatever vernacular language you come from? What is the closest term? Am I audible? Yes. What is the closest term in your vernacular language or in Hindi? Kirti Margalu. Okay. Kirti Kanksha. Kirti means glory, right? Eternal glory, eternal name, fame. Name, fame, desire to be popular. Okay. Or not Vijay Margalu, definitely it's Kirti, because Vijay is only victory. Kirti is glory forever. Great name, Alexander the Great, Ashoka the Great. Okay. So the paths of glory lead but to the grave. Bada Shok. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. The theme is how much, no matter how big you are, you will end up in the grave. No, I don't think the Mashur Hona ya Sok. Okay. So again, you have to interpret it in the right context, right? The path of glory or the paths of glory lead but to the grave. That means as long as you do things only for the name, fame, and the desire, that is the ends in mind. Okay, it may not lead to the right result. Okay. Or the other interpretation is, as Vasu is saying, no matter how much name or fame you have, end of the day, all of us have to die. Okay, so the very famous story is there, right? Like there is a huge golden block outside a huge mountain. Trying everything and anything to be popular eventually leads to catastrophe. That can be one interpretation. See, there are two interpretation. Obviously, one is when you chase name, when you do the wrong things to get the name, okay, automatically it will lead to the wrong ends. Okay, even if you get the name by the right ends, you will still end up in the grave. So the concept is grave is common for all of us. How are you living while you are alive? Okay. Or one more thing is, if you do the right things, automatically your name will be eternal. For example, why are we still considered about bothered about Buddha? Buddha never craved for material possessions. Okay. But even today we discuss about Buddha at least once in every day. Or people remember Buddha all over the world. So instead of looking for glory, what Buddha have done is live the right life. If you live the right life, automatically, even in your grave, you will have the glory. Okay. He wanted his hands outside. Okay. So again, yes, Alexander's casket story. All of us have heard of it. Very nice, Harish. Glory is how much positive impact you have even when you are in the grave. Yes. Living magnificent life like Buddha. Yes. That is what I keep saying, right? Like, if you do the right things, automatically you will end up in that golden list. Okay. Your name will be glorified forever. You will be remembered forever. But knowing this, why are we still, like, while we are alive, why are we so bothered about name, fame, desire, popular, iPhone, car, everything? Why are we so worried about glory? All glory is not the same. Yes, so there is good glory, bad glory. Here we are talking about things which are more, you know. Hmm. Yes, you can talk about honor killing. We think we equate glory to power, materialistic things. Okay. Again, here the term glory has to be expanded, right? There is even a concept called as Gupta Dana. I don't know how many of you understand it. Gupta Dana means, when you donate something, when you do something good, you don't tell people that I have done something good. You just do it for the sake of doing, because you are not bothered about what life here, or you are not bothered about getting fame. You are doing the good things for the sake of good things. So automatically people will remember you, right? Or you can also take about the religious connotations here. For example, radicalization happens in the afterlife glory. Hitler, Nazism be negative example. Hitler wanted glory. He made people believe that we belong to a super race. We are better. Our race will be cherished forever. In that sense, yes, you can definitely bring in Nazism. He wanted to make Germany great, the pride of Germany. Wonderful example. Nice. Any other examples? Indian hockey team and its glory. I don't think the context will be very nice, Anil. How? Context, please. Please link it to the given topic. You have to bring in the paths of glory and how it led to bad things. Name, fame. I'm chasing something that led to problems. Okay. So taking drugs by athletics. Very good. Modern day wars for more power. Okay. Selfie culture leading to death of many people. Hmm. Or Instagram leading to depression. Surviving to retain hockey in India. But that is not glory, right? We haven't. How? Popularity is like passing clouds in search of such elusive phenomenon leads to delusion of values. Okay, so we can bring in this colonial mindset, VIP culture. Wherever you go, you throw in your name. You want VIP treatment. You want to get quick things done. Things done quickly. Or you see the stickers, names, labels. The other day I was traveling in Hyderabad. So I saw this one sticker outside a car. It's like, Red Cross lifetime member. I don't know if it's special. So there was this, the car have lifetime member of Red Cross. Okay. So people want that validation. People want that, nuclear arms races, uh, make America great again. Yes, you understand, right? The path of glory. So here you can talk about individuals, you can talk about societies. Any example from societies where a society wants to be great? Caste system, the Brahman culture versus Dalit. Mm, how do you contextualize it, right? Like it will be too simple to generalize. At the same time, it's there. Maybe we call Indian society great. We have Vedas, mother of democracy, and all those things. We forget the underlying belly that it was built on the caste system. That can be one kind of interpretation. Again, it depends on your writing skill, how you bring that. Okay. So Nazi Germany, or the Nazis have nicely convinced the people that they can be great. Glorifying women sacrifice, sati at the cost of their rights in ancient India. Religious bigotry, religious fundamentalism, all these things. Yes, exactly. So religion will always have this impact. It will get you glory if you do the right things first, and we do the wrong things in the name of getting the glory. Okay. So a husband who nicely suppresses his wife, or a properly patriarchal family setup, as somebody was saying in the beginning, honor killing. Okay, that person is respected by the society because he killed his daughter for honor. Okay, or glory, right? Uh, if you remember the case from Pakistan, uh, blasphemy case, a lady was accused of blasphemy. Then the member of parliament or somebody of Pakistan went to visit her, and he was killed by his own driver, right? And the driver was glorified. Okay. Again, context wise, I don't think love jihad fits into this, right? The path of glory. Okay. So now tell me, if I do the right things to get glory, will I always end up in the wrong place? Can I take calculated risks? Can I balance everything and still get fame and not lead to grave? Like, grave here, since death is eventual, but maybe some people are very conscious that they are doing the right things, they are getting the name, even in even after death, they are very happy. Like, I'm conscious what I'm doing. Okay. Present, I'm very conscious. In future also, I will be conscious. In afterlife also, I will get the glory. Like, some people will be credited for all the good things. Glorification of God, say. Okay. Politicians, Rahul, is nice example. Some politicians get fame now, future, and afterlife also. Okay, fine. So how do we push people to find the right glory, like do the things for the right things? Nishkama karma, or duty, the sense of duty is more important than fame, right? If we promote that culture where the paths of glory in the sense of, you know, glory is a byproduct. All the Padma Shri awardees who got Padma Shri today, they are all social workers. Okay, they are all social service. They dedicated their life for social service. Okay, so glory chases people who do the right things, not the other way around. Yes, you can bring in kind, right, categorical imperative, simply put, or self actualization. Self actualization. Okay, fine. But if again, you have to do the right things, right? Like, if this is glory, okay, the path to glory can come from bad place or good place. But if you do the good things, if you do the right things, automatically, you will be appreciated. Glory will come to you. Don't chase glory because it is useless. But if you do the right things, automatically you will have glory in future, in afterlife, or in the past, in present, everywhere. So if you work on the right things, automatically right things will come to you. If you do the right things, bad things, negative, glory in the negative sense will always come. See, even today we remember Hitler or Charles Sobraj or so many criminals or bad people. They also have glory, right? In a sense, even Osama bin Laden have fans, right? So society has to choose whom to glorify or not. Exactly, right? So if you give the right idols, right ideals, right people to glorify, if we prioritize the right value system, automatically we will chase the glory. As of today, in all over the world, not only in India, we think, having more Twitter followers, Facebook followers, more money, big building, posh lifestyle is glory. Okay, he's a honest fellow. More people are not looking for such kind of glory. Okay. So for us, glory or glorification is which new year party you're going to, or how well or where you live in your life, which area in the city, how much money is there. So glory has changed over the time situation, but we have to make people understand that true glory lies in serving humanity. Yes. So we have to prompt the society, individuals, the world as a whole, to focus on the right things, right things. Okay, so for me, glory is like the Chipko moment. Okay, so sacrificing your life for environment or for something worthwhile, right? That is glory. So that is my value system, but I cannot impose my value system on you, right? You can have your own glory. Or somebody can argue there is no harm in doing both the things. Like, I can own uh, you know a Lamborghini or some high end car. At the same time, I can also be, doing good stuff. There is no harm in doing both. So there are those who balance, there are those who follow extremes. Okay, there are only those who follow honesty, value systems. Okay, so I think everybody has a right. Ends does not justify means. That means, definitely means should always be right. You cannot have a glory system without the right means. One day it will come out. For example, the famous case is Lance Armstrong. Okay, Lance Armstrong had all the glory in the world. Okay, he was the most famous athlete the world over. He had fans, etc., etc. But one day the doping scam came out because his means was not good. Okay, so those who have never heard about him, Tour de France, a very tough but mentally challenging cycle race. He won it multiple times. He was a hero. Now he has totally fallen because of the wrong means. So glory with the wrong means will always end up in a wrong place, right? So only when you do the right means, right ends, uh, you will be having a good lifetime. So that is one way to look at this essay topic. Any other definitions of glory? See, grave is inevitable conclusion, right? Grave is death, failure, or while you are alive. For example, Satyam. Okay, Ramling Raju had all the glory. He was a very young, entrepreneur. He brought a lot of change. Satyam had a lot of popularity, but when Satyam came out in his own lifetime, Ramaling Raju has become a villain in eyes of so many investors because they lost so much amount of money. So it's easy to have glory for temporary time, but it is also possible to lose glory in your own lifetime. So the greatness actually lies in building and maintaining your own glory. For example, Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, so for all the glory of Sachin Tendulkar, he made one small error in judgment asking the government for tax evasion. So not tax evasion, removing the tax on the imported car. Okay, that brought very that brought actually a lot of negative limelight towards him. But over a period of time, he rectified it. Still, he is considered as an icon. He's respected all over the world. So if you can have glory, can you maintain the glory throughout your life without losing it? Will you keep on doing the right things? Will you always be an idol for a lot of people? Then you have glory. Dhoni example, right? So glory is not easy to maintain also. And having the right glory or right name is equally important through right means. So there are so many rights here. Will Smith, definitely. Again, there are some people who who support Will Smith for slapping him, but at the same time, what he has done definitely is a wrong thing because he himself has apologized. Yes, very good example, Will Smith. Or one small mistake in your life will take away all the name. So why chase such a fickle thing where it can be made or break, you can make or break it overnight. So instead of that, you keep doing the right things without any expectation, just like the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, or any recognition, it will come. And one last question: will you still do good things even if nobody recognizes you throughout your life? Like from starting to end, you are doing a lot of good things. Okay, people who are impacted by you know you. Okay, but you haven't got the name that you deserve, you or you think you deserve. Will you still continue to do the good things? Or if you have seen that RRR movie, in the starting, hero is always bypassed. Even in spite of all his heroics and good things, Ramcharan, the character, the police officer, was not recognized, not rewarded. Okay, will you still keep on doing the good things even if nobody recognizes you? Yes, mother. No, okay, wonderful example. Dr. Vikram Batra. Okay, many people until recently were not also aware of this ORS, right? Like we all took for granted, like ORS was forever. Shankaran. Okay. SR Shankaran IAS. Oh, I think Gandhi got all the glory in the world while he was alive itself, right? Okay. All spy agents. Okay, Nambi Narayanan, the ISRO. Hmm. Any karma yogi, nishkama karma yogis, that who don't chase glory but still do the good things. All the unsung heroes in freedom struggle. Okay, very good. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we can bring in that perspective also. But though, even if you don't have recognition, you have contributed, you have done the good thing. For example, all the Asha workers in India, don't you think they are very, they deserve a lot more appreciation? Jadhav Payang, okay. COVID warriors, very good. Safai Karamcharis, definitely. So it is for the society to recognize which work deserves appreciation. Many seers work for the welfare of the society's religious context. Okay. Bureaucracy definitely works behind the curtains. Okay, you can definitely. The prime minister's child towards social media bureaucrats versus real bureaucrats, right? Like whatever you do, you take a selfie. Yes, definitely you're doing it for service like Rajani. Glory is not even something that comes to your mind. You're doing some things for the sake of doing it. I personally believe, let's say, Vinil Krishna is one such IAS officer who does the right things. Limelight comes to him rather than the other way around. And there are some Instagram IAS officers who tweet everything, who post everything. So again, you are looking for popularity. There is no harm. We cannot judge anyone, but you can use all these examples. Prashant Bhushan. Okay. Yes, all the famous judges of Supreme Court who retire and fade into the history, right? They don't even claim who wrote which judge gave what, but they're remembered for their service. Timmakka, definitely. Nani Palkewala. So many Supreme Court stalwarts, judiciaries, doctors in Karnataka. Yes. So even if you look at the Padma Shri Awards, a lot of doctors were there in the list. They serve selflessly for 20 rupees, 10 rupees, reaching the poor. A doctor who has ran Karnataka to save the patient. Okay, fine. TN Session. Soldiers working for this country, sacrificing their life without thinking about glory. But we remember them in our own thoughts. Very good. So you understood the context, right? You can talk about the glory part, then you finally somehow end up by saying, when we have so many examples to prove that if you do the right things, even if nobody knows you exist, okay, you sacrificed your life for us, we will always remember you. For example, one really favorite example of mine is this. There was a soldier called as Aurangzeb. This happened few years ago. Okay, his name is Aurangzeb. He was kidnapped by terrorists in South Kashmir. Okay, because he was working for Indian Army. He came to his hometown for some marriage, Aurangzeb, and he was kidnapped and he was killed because he's working for the Indian Army. Okay. The most important part for me is after his death, his own brother from his family went and joined army. Okay, so such unsung heroes are always there. So that is glory for me. I will always remember this Aurangzeb rather than that Aurangzeb. So for me, glory comes with values. So serving your motherland. So like this, if we can project, okay, I think that will make a huge impact. So I hope you understand, right? Like whenever somebody says Aurangzeb, I want to remember this fellow who sacrificed his life just because he was working for Mother India. That is how you set the tone for the next generation. That is how you set the tone for the values. So by identifying the right things, you glorify the right things, automatically we will chase the right glory. Okay, I hope you understood the towards the conclusion part, right? Like how to narrate the story. Now the challenge is to take a pen and paper, sit for 1.5 hours, brainstorm again, and write the same things and convince the reader that you understand what is glory. Okay. So I will be happy to evaluate some of your copies if you take the time to write these essays. They are not that easy to write. Very easy to look, brainstorm. So yes. Yeah. Any questions? Write. Please write. Without writing, improvement in not there. And one thing I will tell you, last year students and this year students, if you practice all these essays now till Feb or March, what happens is even after your prelims, your baseline will not change. It's like riding a bicycle. Well, sorry, riding a bike. The first time you don't know how to remove the clutch or release the clutch. Once you know how to release the clutch, after that, even after 6 years, you will know how to ride a bike. You may not be perfect, but still you will do better. Okay. In the same way, practice essays now so that you will have a minimum benchmark. So on May 29th, when you check the keys and all those things, you are clearing very comfortably. In June first week, when you sit to write an essay, trust me, it won't be as bad as you imagine. The minimum benchmark will be there. And essay is one such thing which will only improve when you peak. So from June to September, you have to peak without regular practice. Even if you give 10 days break, trust me, your essays will not be same. So from June to September, every day, just 3 days before exam also, I ask some students to write an essay so that their hand and brain coordination will be nice. Okay. So that is how important practice is for essay. Every other paper you can brainstorm, but essay is only through writing. Clear? Yeah. Yes, if you have any questions, please let me know, or else I will end the session here. See you all next week. Try to write essays in between them. I will evaluate. No questions? Nothing to ask? Fine then, I will end the session. Thank you for participating. All the best.